So they have an unproven coach, right? He's brand new, and the New England coaches have he's a special teams coach in New England. So I don't know where some of these guys qualify with head coach status. Not saying they can't do it, but it just seems like a big leap to me. It always has. And the New England coaches haven't had a very strong showing in the NFL as of yet. We're still kind of waiting for that shoe to drop. It looks like it might be there with Vrabel and possibly Flores, but um, and his is this his second year in New York?
Who, Joe
No, he
Judge?
just got
Yeah.
hired.
Yeah, it's his first year.
First year, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, the interesting thing is when I was looking at the schedule, the Giants could jump out to a 2-0 start very easily. So week 1 they have the Steelers. We don't know if Big Ben's going to be back, and if back to form, if he can play, kind of that whole thing. And I don't remember who week 2 is.
Chicago.
Is it Chicago? Yeah. So they've got the quarterback controversy going in there, and which is a quarterback controversy is exactly what an unorganized franchise needs, just more chaos. So I don't see the Bears helping themselves in that order. The Giants could jump out to 2-0, but then I for their sake, I hope it does, because from there, they'll be lucky to win another 2 or 3 games from there. So if they don't win one or both of those, they'll be lucky to win 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, I have them winning 6, and they only go 2-4. One of those wins in the divisions against Washington. I'm pretty sure I haven't beaten Dallas one of the games, but yeah, I have them 6 and 10.
In New York.
Yeah, in New York.
That's a tough place to play, and we all know that interdivision games, all bets go out the window anyway. The Bengals can beat the Steelers, so on any given Sunday. So what do you think, Jeff?
I like what the Giants are looking to do. They've definitely made the roster. The roster changes they've made are looking good for the future, but they still have a lot of holes in the secondary that they gotta fill at some point. And they just, one of their guys that they drafted last year in the first round just got arrested, probably not coming back. So they're gonna have to replace him. Their secondary is going to be a problem for them. Their offensive line still isn't getting a whole lot better, so they're going to struggle. But they have some pretty good pieces. A lot of people know that I'm high on Daniel Jones. I thought he had a lot of potential coming in, and he looked good last year. Had 3-4 touchdown games, I'm pretty sure, which was a rookie record. And Saquon's just a beast. And now they kind of have a plethora of weapons to throw to. They have Golden Tate still, Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton came on strong last year as a rookie. And we kind of saw, like, with Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton, came in the same draft. And by the end of that first year, it was obvious that T.Y. was going to be that guy down the line. And so I think Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton coming in together in the future is going to work out really well for them. But there are just too many holes on the team to really feel confident about them.
I'd agree with that. I like Daniel Jones too. I think over the next few years he's going to get a lot better. Saquon Barkley is just absolute monster. But they also have Evan Ingram, who was showing out last year too, and I think he's only going to get better. As far as Joe Judge, I know he's going to be a lot more flexible with the offense, so that should help. I know they're going to be physical, fast, aggressive. They're going to run the ball downhill with Saquon, as long as they can keep him healthy. If he gets hurt, I don't see the Giants getting anything done.
Yeah, that would be a big problem. Huge hole to fill. Because they have Deion Lewis. They signed Deion Lewis, and they still have Wayne Gallman, but those dudes are nothing like Saquon.
Do you what do you think about Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator? You think that is notable? Or you think it's a matter of time before he's replaced by somebody else?
I like Garrett as a coordinator. He did really well in Dallas before they made him a head coach. So I think he'll do. I think he'll do very well.
Yeah, I think.
As long as they don't make him the head coach eventually.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not so sure that all that is his fault either. We all know that Jerry Jones likes to get in the middle of stuff he shouldn't get in the middle of. So it's hard to really judge a guy like Jason Garrett and in Dallas all those years to know what he was doing, what kind of permission he had, to make decisions and what was being interfered with, which we all know it can be huge. So with that, I'd like to give him a pass. I'm not a big fan of him as a coach either, but I have to acknowledge that we don't really know because of that scenario. So, but I agree with you from the offensive coordinator standpoint. I think, it'll be interesting to see if he's got something to prove. He's still in the East and building a contender in New York and dominating the NFC East would be kind of a big screw you. Back down to Jerry Jones. So maybe he's got some fire in him.
Yeah, it's possible. He's known as the clapper, just staying over there calling and clapping. But who knows? Maybe they can go to Dallas and he can fire the team up, and they can put up a huge win in Dallas and maybe get the ball rolling from there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be something if they beat Dallas twice this year?
Yeah, that would be. Talking about watching Cowboys fans' heads explode. You'd have to put them on suicide watch.
Yeah, seriously.
Like you do every year at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Something notable, I think, kind of for the whole division. The whole division kind of has an easy schedule, which preseason projections are up in the air. No one knows what's really going to happen. But right now, the Giants are projected with the 7th easiest schedule. So if they can win some close games, and maybe they can get closer to an 8-8 kind of record. But I'd have them at 5-11, obviously missing the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's what I have them at 5-11. And that was contingent upon possibly winning one or two of the first games. So I think 8-8 is a stretch. They're the kind of team that even if they have in my opinion, even if they have a good run and they end up at 8-8 and somehow because they're in this division squeeze in the playoffs, they've just wasted a playoff spot that somebody else could have used. I know it's early to tell that, but I just don't see them having anything enough by the end of the year to contend. I've seen crazier things, but it's just my opinion.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.